What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing fine today. Just a quick video here to highlight this emergency landing here in Russia. I talked about this emergency landing last weekend on my live stream, but since a lot of people have been asking me questions about it, I decided to make a separate video about. So I think it was June the 6th, last week we had an emergency landing in this city here in Russia called Magadan. So the flight was going from Delhi to San Francisco. So this is the flight route according to FlightAware, Air India, Boeing 777-200 LR. So you can see here, according to FlightAware, this flight was flying south of China, south of Japan, and it had an emergency landing right in this city, which makes no sense on the globe, okay? If this flight was around here, it could have gone back. Remember, those airlines are supposed to be avoiding Russian airspace. And so in this case, Air India was caught, lying to the population because they are saying they were not flying over Russia when in fact they probably were. So we're going to get to that. So according to FlightAware, this is the flight route. South of Japan. If they had an emergency here somewhere, they could have easily gone back and landed in Japan, or depending on where they were, just reached Anchorage. But instead, it doesn't make really much sense if they are avoiding the Russian airspace to land here in Magadan, Russia. So this is from FlightAware. We have here from Flight Radar 24, same thing. South of Japan. Makes no sense, landing here on the globe Earth, right? So a Glober sent me this, which doesn't help much because we conspiracy theorists, as we are called, we are saying that this whole conflict with Russia is just a show, it's not real, because I don't think companies are really avoiding Russian airspace. We had that incident on a flight between Hong Kong and London when the lady died 4 hours into the flight, and she ended up crossing Russia and landing in Germany. So it's in my channel, you can go back and watch that video. So it doesn't really help much. So what he's trying to say, well, yeah, they are flying over Russia. So he's just telling that we are right because we're saying that they are not really avoiding this airspace. But according to an Indian guy, this flight was actually going over Europe towards the US, and he went all the way to the east of Russia to land in that city, Magadan. So please watch this video. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Pay attention what the guy is saying. The flight was over Europe when he went all the way to Magadan.
Air India has made a huge mistake by operating flights over Russia amid international sanctions. How do I know? Well, Air India flight AI-173 from Delhi to San Francisco had to make an emergency landing at the small airport of Magadan in Russia. There, the problems became clear pretty quickly. First of all, the small town of about 5,000 didn't have place to keep the 232 passengers and crew for the night. But that was solved by opening a school building for them. They were flown out last night with a replacement flight sent to Magadan from India. The passengers have all arrived at their final destination now. That leaves Air India with a Boeing 777-200 series plane stuck in Russia with an engine that needs replacement.
So now we take a look here at the flat Earth map, and it's easily understood why they landed in this city here, Magadan. This is New Delhi. And this is the flight route between New Delhi and San Francisco. This is the vortex, the polar jet streams are here. And they catch a little bit of the jet stream and they fly to San Francisco. So these flights prove two things. One, that they are not avoiding Russian airspace. And two, since airplanes do not adjust for curvature, they can only be flying on a flat, non-rotating Earth. This is New Delhi, Magadan right here. It explains exactly why the pilot had to land in this city. They had an engine problem around here. So they landed in Magadan, and another airplane went there, was flown to the place, and they took the passengers to San Francisco. This is a flat Earth map. This flight, once and for all, is better explained on a flat Earth map. Don't forget to download the new version of the Gleason's map. You see how beautiful and clean and detailed with the blue lakes. Everything is clean and detailed. You see here Tropic of Cancer, the equator, Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctica Treaty right here, 1959. Beautiful, clean map. Free for you to enjoy and share. Here's the Bermuda Triangle. So this flight, once again, proves that we don't live on a spinning water ball in space. We fly over a flat, non-rotating Earth. New Delhi Flight 173, emergency landing in Magadan, proves once again that we are living on a flat, stationary Earth. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. When you think airplanes are flying over a ball Earth and then
Scare in the air for passengers on board an American Airlines flight. The pilot warning everyone on board that they would be landing.
you realize that an emergency landing.
But first this morning, a Qantas A380 carrying about 400 passengers had to make an emergency landing at Perth Airport earlier this morning.
Makes more sense on the Gleason's flat Earth map. It's in this moment that you realize
A second emergency landing in less than 2 weeks.
that the Earth is not a spinning ball.
Last night here, we reported on that emergency landing here.
Breaking news, here is a live look at the San Francisco airport where a flight from Hawaii was forced to land because of a medical emergency involving a flight attendant.
Bogota to Frankfurt, emergency landing Manchester only makes sense on a flat Earth map. Hong Kong to Los Angeles, emergency landing in Alaska only makes sense on the flat Earth map. Chicago to Doha, emergency landing in Moscow only makes sense on the flat Earth map. Paris to Shanghai, emergency landing in Siberia only makes sense on the flat Earth map. Flight routes and emergency landings, the physical properties of water, the compass, gyroscope, radars and lighthouses, the lack of curvature, all point to one simple truth, that the Earth is